Ladies, I'm here on the channel, and I'm here on the channel to talk about some NBA news, some more NBA stuff, some more NBA news. So let's get right into it. Not as much news as yesterday, but still a lot of news I wanted to talk about. Most of it from Woj over the last few days. Just went through all his tweets. Some stuff from the obviously the NBA Central on Twitter, and then stuff from Woj. So let's get right into it. First thing we'll talk about is the NBA executive expects Sam Presti to tank again. Quote, the injury to Chet makes it easier to tank. He'll try to land Twin Towers with Wembanyama, end quote. I could easily see the Thunder and Sam Presti and that team tanking again, trying to get that number 1 overall pick, trying to get Victor Wembanyama, because Chat's out for the season, and once he comes back next year, they could have Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, 2 7-foot monsters that are really good shot blockers, can both shoot the 3-ball pretty good. Thunder would be really tough to beat if they especially got Wembanyama and Chet, and they still got SGA, Lou Dort. They got a really good young team over there, including all those. Even if they don't get Wembanyama, they could still maybe get the second pick at Scoot Henderson. You could have SGA, Scoot Henderson, and Chet. But they're going to get a lot of good young players with all those first round draft picks they got the next few years. So I think they're not going to be that good this year. They'll probably try and tank and get that number 1 pick for Wembanyama, get 2 7-foot giants. But yeah, there's my thoughts on that. Kyrie Irving, he said this, and quote, I'm never going to stop playing, you hear me? Get that? I am never going to stop playing. This is not even a debate. That's not a consideration. Basically, you know his availability is a problem these last few years. He hasn't played a lot of games due to that vaccination thing. He didn't play mostly last year. He's going to play this year, but his availability's mostly been a question the last few years, so that's basically why he said this quote, I'm never going to stop playing. He's basically telling people, you hear me, I'm never going to stop playing, and it's not a debate. He hasn't had a consideration of that, basically, so yeah. So next thing I'm talking about Shaquille O'Neal, he ripped those who have attacked Draymond Green for punching Jordan Poole. I touched a lot of people basically talking about he's probably had a lot of fights. He's had a lot of fights, probably during practice, exactly like Draymond Green did right there. But I still don't promote what Draymond Green did. I think it was unprofessional. He knew what he was doing. But I think Jordan Poole and Draymond Green are cool now. So at least that's good for the Warriors. And we also have some more news on Jordan Poole today about a contract extension. So I'll get into that in a few seconds. After I talk about Andrew Wiggins here, he signed a 4-year, $109 million extension with the Warriors per Woj, and that includes a player option. So they signed a 4-year deal, including this year. So it's basically 5 years, $143 million if you count this year and the next 4 years. So just love this Warriors organization, re-signing Wiggins for 4 years, $109 million extension, being a key piece in winning that finals last year. Basically being a really key part of the finals run last year. Really big, really good offensively and defensively. He was a beast. So just love the Warriors organization. Just love this team. And they signed Jordan Poole to a 4-year, $140 million extension with the Warriors per Woj. So they've got Poole and Wiggins locked up for the next, Wiggins for the next 5 years, Poole for the next 4. And just easy to bring back Poole and Wiggins over Draymond. Draymond's easily the weaker player scoring-wise. So just like bringing Poole and Wiggins back. We'll see what happens with Draymond. I really don't know what will happen. But at this point, who knows what will happen with Draymond Green, see if they offer him an extension. I don't know. The Warriors, with the luxury tax or whatever fucking tax it was, they're already paying $483 million because of Poole, Wiggins' big contracts now, Curry, Clay. So, but I like the Warriors bringing him back. So, just like these 2 contracts here. Love the Warriors. Poole and Wiggins are just better players than Draymond Green at this point. Poole's not better defensively, but he's a bigger threat scoring-wise. He's just a bigger threat scoring-wise. So, just love this organization bringing back Wiggins and Poole. Next thing I'll talk about is forwards KZ Okpala and Chuma Monkiki. And guard Matthew Dellavedova secured the Sacramento Kings' final roster spots to open the season. Sources tell he's peeing Woj. I don't know who they could have brought on the roster. Dellavedova's, I guess, a good defensive player, a good vet for Mike Brown, that squad. Okapolis is not good, and I don't know much about Chima Monkiki. So yeah, they're on the roster, I guess. Pistons official, Marvin Bagley, he'll miss 3 to 4 weeks with a bone bruise and a sprained MCL in the right knee, per Woj. Some of this news was like 4 or 5 days ago, but I just now found it because it wasn't really reported when I done the news. Because I get my news on NBA Central. But he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. That's tough for Marvin Bagley. No team, but now he's got a bone bruise, sprained MCL on the right knee. He's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks. That's tough right there. As expected, the Pacers are picking the third-year option on guard Chris Duarte, per Woj. Not surprised. The rookie they drafted with the number 13 overall picks, pretty solid so far in his NBA career. And they've also picked up the fourth-year option of guard Tyrese Halliburton in the trade they got with Domantas Sabonis. That's the trade they got. So they're picking up the options on Duarte and Tyrese Halliburton. So that's some news on that. But that's really all the news I want to talk about. Just a little news episode for today. Might find some more later, but for now, until next time, Alkaline. Peace.